Hello and welcome back to another M40 Militaria video. Today's video we are going to be doing another tier list. So today's tier list we are doing a steel helmet tier list. Up first we have what I believe is a M35 Stahlhelm, used primarily in the early stages of World War II, and obviously including the years leading up to World War II. I can tell it is an early Stahlhelm just from the insignias on each side. They started to get rid of those unless it was for parade purposes. Now the Stahlhelm is very iconic. It might be one of the best known helmets in the world. You can show most people it and they will instantly recognize it as a World War II German helmet. Overall, protection wise, good against air blast, protects everything on the top of the head. Also good against shrapnel coming in from the sides. And I guess modern helmets are sometimes still, to this day, follow a very similar design. So yeah, that's gonna have to go A tier. Okay, so now there's quite a few in here that I actually don't know what they are. I did make this tier list, but I have forgotten. So if you just bear with me. So this one here, now that I look at it, I don't think it's an M1, but it might be an M1. It's an M1 sort of design. Okay, now I say that I think it's the M1. I don't know why I didn't recognize it. That is an M1. M1's pretty good. Again, covered the ears, so good for shrapnel coming in from the sides, coming in from the head. But I guess it's quite a basic helmet. There's nothing really that unique about it, so that's an easy B tier on this. SSH-68. Now, I do have an SSH-68. I shall grab it here. I've made videos on this prior, so if you haven't seen those, go check those out. This is my SSH-68. It was made in a helmet plant in what was Stalingrad in the probably early 70s. Now, there is a way of telling. Yup, 87 is when it was made. 87 in a factory in Stalingrad. If you want to know more about these helmets, more on the history, more on the markings on the inside, or anything about this helmet, go check out my video. It is an early one from about 2 years ago, so sorry for the cringe. Honestly, insides aren't great. It just, right there, just shows peak Soviet engineering. Very minimal. If you get hit to the head from a round that's come far out or a small caliber, you're definitely going to have ringing ears and a headache. But again, kind of very basic helmet, I want to say. Kind of followed on in the footsteps of the older generations of the SSH-40s. But overall, one of my favorite helmets, just because it's so iconic in video games, and it's still sometimes used today by militia forces in many different countries, and is still being used in some modern conflicts, like the war in Ukraine, which, yeah, you still see it, which is quite sad actually. They don't have better Kevlar or alternatives, but yeah. So that's gonna have to go S tier. So yeah, if you guys have any other opinions, or if I've missed out any helmets here, please comment them below, and I will get round to potentially doing another video on this with different helmets. And I'm planning to do a video on modern helmets, so yeah. Or just any general thoughts on my rating abilities here. Just drop them in the comments. I'm open. I'm all ears. Right. So this is a Brody helmet, World War One and World War Two for British, and even post World War Two, but not for long. They kind of phased out and brought the turtle helmet in, which is a Mark something, Mark 4. I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, Brody helmets, very much designed for trench warfare here. Not much coming down on the sides, so not very good against shrapnel coming from each side. Kind of very more adjusted for debris coming down or airburst shrapnel. So yeah, no side protection. But apart from that, yeah, it's an okay helmet. It's quite iconic again. Most World War II helmets are. Keeps a rain off, which probably isn't the thing that you're looking for in a helmet, but yeah, so it's gonna have to go B tier. It's going beside the Brody helmet. Up next we have the World War One and potentially World War Two. I don't know much about the French army. Adrian helmet. This thing is Chad. This thing looks straight out of the Middle Ages. And for that, honestly, just for how unique it is, it's going S tier. Though it's a World War One helmet, the internals will not be very padded or anything. So if you get shrapnel to the head, you're gonna have a headache. And it's not very good against side protection. But it's just Chad, so it's going up there. I think this is a Yugoslavian one.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I think there was a Yugoslavian one in here somewhere. I think that is the Yugoslavian one. So it's another communist helmet. This one I can't really talk too much about because I don't know too much about it. However, what I can tell from it is, again, just like the Brody helmet, good against airburst or anything coming down on your head. And it's got a little bit more protection on the side of the head compared to the Brody helmet, but not quite enough protection on the side of the head compared to, for example, the SSH or the Stahlhelms. So, yeah, it's gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go. It's gonna have to go D tier, honestly. So up next we have an East German helmet here that's kind of looking like the 56, which is the earlier version of the M56/76, which is the one I've got behind me here. I will also grab that, and I'm gonna rank them as if they were both in this together, because I believe, though I am not 100% certain, I believe that most 56/76s are a 56 shell that has been installed with new internals. Sorry for that Discord notification there, or joining noise. So let's have a little look at it here. Honestly, this looks a little strange, and it sits very high up in your head, which is not a good thing. But honestly, if a bullet's coming in, look at the angle of that, or maybe not a bullet, but shrapnel. The angle that's good for ricocheting. Obviously, I don't know much about the steel, because obviously most of these helmets, a lot of it for stopping capabilities, primarily comes from hardness of steel or angles for deflection and things like that. So I know that Soviet one behind me, you can search it up. That one is a mediocre batch steel, so it's not weak. Whereas you can search up the serial numbers on those, and some of them are a really good batch or really bad batch. Tends to be the case with the Soviet Union. Their steel is very mixed, but I guess you get that with most countries. But yeah, so obviously I don't know much about stopping power or anything like that. When we're looking at the inside here, as I said, we're going to rate them both together instead of just the 56. The internal is very good for a Cold War helmet. The leather, I assume, was what the original one looked like. It's got a plastic bit in the back there. Looks like kind of like a star when you pull all of this away. But yeah, that kind of keeps your head off the top of the helmet, which is good, because if you get hit with shrapnel, as I've said with multiple of these helmets, that's going to hurt and you're going to have a headache. So keeping your head off the actual walls of the helmet is good. Not only that, there is foam. I don't know if you can see that. Foam on the top and the back, also very good, because, well, we're going back to the headache bit here. If you get hit, that's going to absorb some of the impact. Obviously not if the bullet goes through or the shrapnel goes through, but the brute force, that's going to absorb some of it. So yeah, and it's got a good adjustment system. It's not like the Soviet SSH right here, where the adjustment system is rope or shoelaces. So yeah, it's got a good adjustment system. Overall, I'm a little bit biased because I do like the East German uniforms and helmets. So that's going to have to go A tier. Why did I just say A tier? That will be going S tier. Right, so up next we have a Japanese World War II helmet. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the name, but it's got to be something 90s. It's going to be like Type 90 something or Type 80 something, as is with most Japanese helmets. You know what? I'm going to search that up right now. What is autism? Nice. Type 90, exactly. I could have told you that without even, well, I just said I couldn't. But you know, you get what I mean. Most Japanese equipment is called Type 90 something or other. So yeah. Anyway, the Type 90, as I now know, looking very similar to that Yugoslavian one, so probably not great, not much side protection, um, and it's just a bit of a weird shape. And honestly, the star on the front is kind of cool. I do like when there's a logo on the front, or not logo, but an emblem on the front. But when you actually look at photos of Japanese World War II soldiers wearing them, they kind of look goofy. So I'm gonna have to meet it halfway, put it in C here. So this is a, oh god, testing my knowledge here. It's either a 35 or a 36, and this is a Soviet helmet just before World War II. Obviously, knowing the Soviet army, probably quite a lot of them were still in service during World War II. But this one, again, quite similar to the Adrian's helmet, so very unique. But if we're actually looking at it here, it's a very goofy design. I do like the star in the front; adds a little bit of pizzazz to it. But realistically, it's not gonna. It's got decent side protection, but that's about it. It's quite a steep slope on the front, so if you get shot in the front of the head, or any shrapnel hits you in the front of the head, it's probably gonna go through. But yeah, I guess keeping debris out, stuff like that, it's gonna be okay. Now I did put the Adrian's helmet in S, but that's just because it looks like it's medieval. This doesn't quite give me the same vibe. Um, and it's probably just not very good considering it is a 1930s helmet. So it's probably gonna have to go B tier here. Nah, A tier, because it is unique. So yeah, A tier. So I believe this next one here, SSH 40. So this is the one that came after the SSH 35/36, whatever one it is, and I believe between the 40 and the 68 there was a 60, but this is the SSH 40. So normally when it says SSH and then a number, the number is the year it was put into production or designed or whatever. So 1940, just before the Germans invaded. So you're probably going to have quite a few Soviet troops wearing these as the war kicked off, but towards the end of the war you're seeing them a lot. 1944, 1945, most Soviet troops are equipped with these. Again, along the premise of the M1 and SSH, they're kind of almost like mashed together. If you were to get the SSH 68 and the M1, mash them together, you get the SSH 40. Again, good side protection, bit of a steep slope at the front, so you're probably, it's not looking good. It's not looking good if you get hit square in the forehead. Again, quite a basic helmet, so it's going to have to go B. I know I've ranked basically all the basic helmets of World War II right in B tier, but they're not good, they're not bad. Brody helmet is probably, I'm going to lower it right now to a C, because realistically it's nothing special. Now, this goes without saying, up next, the Iraqi helmet during, I don't even know what war this was. I just added it in here because I remember it being one of the funny helmets. Now, obviously I don't have any personal, any of these helmets in my room or in here, so I can't show you anything about it, and I don't know much about it, but just off of the swag, it's going S tier. It's looking a lot like Darth Vader's helmet, so yeah. But it also kind of looks like it's made out of fiberglass. I don't know if that's the case in the photos, I don't know if that's the case in real life, but in the photos it looks like fiberglass. So, realistically, you would not be wanting to wear that in real life because you look goofy as hell, and it's probably not very good, and it looks like it's made out of some sort of weird plasticky material. So it's probably not though, because I don't know why he would send his troops out wearing that, but. Yeah, so that's going S tier because it's a unique helmet. Nothing really in the way of protection. I guess maybe neck protection, that's pretty good. Goes all the way down the back there. But apart from that, yeah, not very good. So up next, this is a Danish helmet. Again, most of the time I forget the names. Let me see if I have it here. But it is an M1923. So obviously 1923 kind of gives away the date. Baller as hell. It's got the emblem on the front, which, as you guys know, because I've said it many times already, that boosts you up one tier easily. Countries should start doing that again. Probably gives you away a little bit, and they wear a lot of helmet covers, but you guys should definitely do that again. This is giving me a lot of the same vibes as a Yugoslav helmet. Now, I did see clips from one movie where they were invading Denmark, the Germans, and they did look okay in them. Um, Again, good angles on it, honestly. I reckon you could ricochet quite a few pieces of shrapnel with that. Obviously, I don't have one with me, so I couldn't tell you what the insides look like or the thickness of the steel or anything like that. Not really going off of much here, but I think that's going to have to go. That's tough. That's a tough one. It's gonna. I'm thinking A tier almost. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to go A tier. So, as you guys can see right here, we have the completed tier list. Now, yeah, I think this is pretty much perfect. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm just trying to upload content a lot more often, so tier list videos, though they're not great quality, it's just kind of what I can make in between my airsoft videos and loadout videos while I make them. If you guys want to see any or want to buy any of these stuff that's in my videos, I do sell some of my Militaria on so I can afford new stuff to make more content on. So if you do want to see that, I have an eBay which is the exact same name as my M40 Militaria channel. However, it is only UK shipping. But that's enough plugging. I know, I'm a sellout. I don't care. It's so I can make more content. Anyway, back to what I was going to say. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and I thank every single one of you who has subbed. We are on our way, and we are going there quick. Over the past 2 years, it's been a bit of a slow climb, but 455 at the point of making this video. That is amazing. We hit 400, like 4 months ago, so yeah. So I thank you all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.